Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where today it is 1911 and we are going to try to pick another fight with the British. I feel like this is a good opportunity to try and take them on, bring them down a peg, try to start closing the gap between the British and the Germans, so we can start climbing our way to being the preeminent naval power by the end of this campaign. We've still got a good 30, 40 years to go. I don't know exactly what the end date is, but we're still only just 21 years into this thing. So we're going to keep building our Navy and keep updating our older ships. And we're going to look for those opportunities to pick that fight with the British. We're going to keep increasing tension. We're only at minus 11 right now. They are very close to war with France, actually, whereas we're not really that close to war with anybody at the moment. We want to keep it that way. We want to take on the British one-on-one. Last time we fought them, we were in 4 other wars at the same time, so it didn't go real well. So occasionally reading the log over here, we can see that, among other things, the British are building battle cruisers. So they've got an Agincourt class battle cruiser in the works, so that'll be interesting. We don't have the technology for that quite yet. It's time to pick our fight with the British some more. We're at minus 23, so we've got a long way to go yet, but that's okay. That gives us time to get some more things built. In the meantime, I've been generally shying away from doing special focuses on the priorities because it hurts everything else, but I want to get this 6X large centerline turrets technology for our next battleships, and I also want to try and rush whatever the next big guns are. So we're working on that. At the present time, we've got 3 battleships that are currently in the works. They're still about a year away, but that'll add to what we currently have. That'll give us a total of 16. I think I'll probably want to get some more destroyers and heavy cruisers going at some point, but not quite yet. Okay, our new Wile E. Coyote 2 class of destroyer is going to have 2 sets of 3 torpedo deck tubes and 2 sets of 2. Why do it differently like that instead of all 3s? Well, it allows them to reload at different speeds, which allows us to get torpedoes in the water more often. And that's kind of the key with this thing. So these 2 tube launchers will reload in 652 seconds. These others take 978 seconds. I almost would like to maybe throw a 1 on there as well. I just don't have the room for it. And it's got a little bit of armor. Pitch and roll I'm not worried about because this isn't about firing. We put the minimum 2-inch deck gun on it, reduced the number of shells that it fired. I went with things that would be the least likely to explode. And we went with 18-inch torpedoes. We did put mine hunter, mine sweeping equipment on there, which will help if we deal with a situation where we're taking on somebody who's put mines in their ports. So in addition to using the increased tension action, because we're only at minus 23, the other thing I can probably do to start increasing the tension is to take a few of my warships and just maybe park them here in the North Sea, where we're going to have just the opportunity to create tension. It's going to cost me some money to do that, but absolutely worth it. So let's go ahead and start sending some of the big boys out there just to say hey to our British brethren. See if we can't ratchet up that tension a little faster. So there's Coincidence Rangefinder 3. That's some new tech that'll give us a little bit better accuracy. We're also just about there on Mark II 14-inch guns. I don't think I want to deal with Madeira. I'm sending a fleet down into the English Channel, see if that can't help with the tension as well. We're still at minus 23. So as soon as we get Mark II 14-inch guns, I think we'll go ahead and start building some more battleships. I really want to hold off on heavy cruisers until I can get a new hull for those, because I just don't like the one that we have available to us at the moment. All right, so here we have our latest iteration. This one's definitely a little different than what we've had. We've got the Mark II 14-inch guns, which reduce the reload time significantly over the Mark I's, so that helps a lot. We're going to have 6 of them on the front and 6 of them on the back in terms of barrels. So 12 barrels for the first time with main guns, 14-inch guns. Not a ton of armor, again, and not a ton of speed, because I had to reduce range and speed in order to get this thing to a weight that could handle all of these 14-inch guns. So it's going to be a big, slow behemoth, but as long as I put it with some other faster ships, I think we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and build a couple of these $384 million monsters. Well, this is interesting. Italy has conquered southern France. Not sure what that means moving forward, but it's pretty significant. Now it makes me wish I was kind of at war with France at the moment, which we're working towards because there's a lot of tension going on. Let's take a look at the politics situation at the moment. We're at minus 46 with France, minus 34 with the British, minus 38 with the U.S. Spain, we're eking toward war again, but I really don't want to go to war with Spain. I'm going to keep increasing the tension with the British. Here's the current situation. Their naval budget is $12.6 billion. They have 478,000 in total tonnage. We, on the other hand, now have a naval budget of $10.4 billion, which is the closest we've ever been to being right on par with the British. We also have more tonnage than them. So it's fair to say that right now we probably have the most powerful navy on Earth. 13 battleships, 12 heavy cruisers, 18 light cruisers, 14 destroyers, 57 ships total. It's a bigger fleet than they have. Maybe the Americans, but a lot of theirs consists of light cruisers. So really it's kind of a three-way race now with us and the Americans. GDP, we're actually eking closer to the Americans. The Austro-Hungarians actually have a GDP that's right on par with the British and the Americans. So fascinating landscape that we have right now. All right, we had another scenario where it just kept giving me options where I could either spend hundreds of millions of dollars or go to war. So now we're back at war with Spain. So again, I'm trying to fight one more and I find myself in a different one. So let's take a look at the current situation here. Okay, so minus 99 with France, so there's a good chance we're about to go to war with France too. In that case, I would rather improve my relations with Britain because I don't want to end up in another situation where we're at war with like 5 different countries at once. Spain is at war with Italy, and France is at war with Italy, so that does help in terms of who I have to deal with. But we're going to have to go ahead and start moving our forces into the place where they can do the most damage. So let's go ahead down to the Bay of Biscay. That seems like a good spot between both of these countries since we're about to be at war with France too. Maybe since France is already losing, we can invade northern France and have some success. We've got a big monthly balance available to us now, so let's go into finances and go ahead and max out our crew training. We're good on transport capacity. That looks pretty good. We've got a nice amount of shipbuilding capacity available to us right now too. So let's go ahead back to our ship design and queue up a couple more of these Deutschland battleships. We'll do 2 of them because I think we'll also go ahead and do some other ships. I think we're ready to maybe build some new light cruisers. We haven't made any in 4 years. Well, good news. We are finally able to put deck torpedo tubes on light cruisers. That is actually really, really good news. So at some point, even though we just queued up a Vile E Coyote, I think we're going to go ahead and make this the Vile E Coyote class because he had requested a light cruiser, but we couldn't do what he wanted, which was something with a bunch of torpedo tubes on it. Now we can. So I'm working on this right now. We're going to get some funnels on here. Engine efficiency is still not great, but we might not have done everything. We got to go to induced boiler. There we go. Now we're at 108% on that. Get an auxiliary engine. We do need at least 1 main gun, and I think we'll go with a 5-inch gun up front. Maybe do one on the side, although you know what, I'm thinking maybe what we're gonna do is some 4-inch guns because we can put those on the sides and then put some torpedo launchers on this thing too. They are kind of heavy, but they don't seem to be taking up that much. So that gives us 4 of those. That'll be nice. And you know what? as I mentioned earlier, there's a reason to do it this way. There we go. So that's a nice mix of things. Our pitch and roll is not great, but I'm not too worried about the accuracy on this ship. I do want to give it some protection, though, as well as good maneuverability. I think we're pretty good on everything there. We might be able to go a little more on speed, which is nice. It's going to reduce the engine efficiency quite a bit, though. So at this point, we might throw another funnel on there. Even a standard funnel in the middle is going to get us pretty close on engine efficiency. And we've got a nice amount of weight still available to us here. So we could go up on the crew quarters. We could go up on range. And oh, you know what? We didn't do any of this stuff. We can go to 19-inch torpedoes now. We have those for the first time. All right. I don't think we need to worry too much about accuracy. I'm going to go with the stereoscopic 2. And then we can just put some protections on this thing. You know, maybe we'll put a little protection on the guns too. All right, I went ahead and added another dual funnel in the center there. And we've also got 30 knots of speed now. That's really nice. I might... Now, you know what? We can't go to 5-inch guns because we don't have the ability to put something that big on here. Do we have underwater tubes? We do. Excellent. Let's do that as well. This thing's decked out with torpedoes. And we could probably even then... I'm going to go to different shells here. I don't think I want to do that. We'll go with TNT because it doesn't explode as often. And then I think the last thing we want to do is add more torpedoes to this thing. So there we go. I like this. I like it a lot. Okay, here comes the war with France. So now we are at war with both France and Spain. And right off the bat, we've got an opportunity to take on one of Spain's battleship all by its lonesome. I do feel a little bit bad about this, but I do like the opportunity to bring in one of our 38,000-ton battleships for the first time. The Hessen. There we go. It's not quite as big as the new ones that we're building, but it's only shown at 34,000 tons, but I think it's 38,000 fully loaded, so pretty excited to see what this thing can do. So we're already starting to land hits, even though we're still just trying to pursue right now. I'm just heading straight for them, which means we're not getting our rear 2 turrets on them. We just have the ones up front. I don't think we're even in range yet for the 8-inch turrets up front to fire. We just came in range of his 9-inch gun, so he's going to be able to start firing back now. So Elster 2, and then the Destroyer and the Dauber 2 are going to probably get there a little sooner. I'm going to start turning them away from him. I'm going to start turning the battleships to the left because that's the direction I think he's going. Yeah, he's definitely trying to run. Soberano makes 18 knots, which means we will track him down because we're going 21 with the Hessen and the Mecklenburg. We've already landed our 10-inch on our heavy cruiser. The Elster just landed a nice hit for 726 damage. It's actually the majority of the damage his battleship has taken so far has come from our heavy cruiser. Alright, he's turning to fight now. I'm going to go ahead and turn some more. I'm going to slow down so we can get better accuracy. He's actually firing on our cruiser. I'm not crazy about that. I'm going to turn these guys away. I need to turn a little further so we can get all of our turrets. 100%. That's awesome. We're getting 100% accuracy at this range. What is our range? 6 kilometers. That's amazing. It's really just a matter of time. Oh, yeah. I want to see this bad boy fire. I'm going to wait until he's ready with the 13s. Oh, he sank already. Oh, we didn't even get a chance to wait. All right. Welcome to the war, Spain. Welcome to the war. Wow, why is Spain even in this war? They suffer from economic stagnation. My total tonnage 549,000. His is 11,000. The total tonnage of his entire navy is less than one of my heavy cruisers. My goodness, that's crazy. All right, this is not a particularly winnable battle for us. We're going to withdraw from that. I was down in West Africa. Advanced twin turrets, mine hunter kit. Let's see if we're okay. We did lose a few transports, not many. We conquered Zimbabwe. We initiated a major offensive in Togoland, so it's another chance to conquer some more territory in Africa. I'd rather be taking it in Europe, but we'll take it where we can get it. I'd like to see our land forces start an invasion at some point. We do have a couple of options for battles here. We've got a convoy battle here. This actually would be kind of interesting. 2 light cruisers. I'm not sure how well we would fare in that one. We've also got a task force battle here off the coast of Spain. The Crown Prince and the Limburg. That's not a totally uneven fight. This should be interesting. Let's fight this one. So this is my Crown Prince class, which is kind of a unique design you can see here. It's got the super firing all up front, similar to like a Nelson class in the British Navy, but only dual turrets. But we can fire facing forward with all of them, as you can see, which gives me kind of a unique approach. We've already close to 9 kilometers. His battleship, it's obviously not a Dreadnought, but it's similar in size to mine. I'm going to go ahead and start turning this way. And then we're going to slow down. Because we don't have to go broadside with this guy, because of the way my guns are designed on this one. We've also got the 8-inch guns on the side. Now it looks like my heavy guns are going to turn and face his light cruiser, which is almost dead in the water already. I don't know why we're doing that. I'm going to go ahead and switch him back. I'm going to tell the secondaries to fire on him. Just want to be careful of torpedoes here. What's his torpedo range? It's only 1 kilometer, so I'm not too worried at the moment. Alright, at this range, once we fire these 13s one more time, I think we should be able to get a pretty good solution for firing. We should go up significantly from 21%. I think his light cruiser's done. Things on fire like crazy. Oh geez, yeah, there goes our 13s. Yeah, now we're at 100%. I figured after we fired that time, that would do it. Alright, next round, we're going to have a difficult angle because he's turning away from us. Does the Limburg have, it does have torpedoes. What's the range? 1.5 kilometers. I might go ahead and detach them. See if I can't make a torpedo run here. Although he may be dead before that. You can see the angle's making it tough. I'm not doing a lot of damage, even though I'm hitting him. Oh, we're taking some hits. This is the problem with the relatively thin armor. And the Crown Prince doesn't have the latest Krupp armor. So when we get in close like this, the enemy can do some damage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see if we can't get some torpedoes on him. There we go. Now we're getting the hits. Torpedoes are going to be unnecessary. Like all Spanish ships, they're going to start blowing up. Or no, this isn't Spanish this time, is it? Yeah, it is Spanish. So I don't know how he was showing us only having 11,000 in tonnage left, unless that was just in that particular area where the projection was. I think that's probably what I misunderstood, was that where we were blockading him, he only had that much in tonnage, not in his entire navy. Because we just sank more tonnage than that. Beautiful. Let's take a look at what the Spanish have at the moment. They're the last country on the list here. They're also at war with 4 countries. They have 17 ships. Okay, they have 92,000 tons. All right, that's a little better. We got 2 possible convoy missions here. I think we looked at one of them already in Africa. What about the one over here? Yeah, you know what? I don't think we're going to fight either one of those. There's the news I was waiting on. I was waiting for a new armored cruiser hull, and we've got one now, up to 13,500 tons of displacement. I want to take a look at this new armored cruiser hull, see if it's not going to be a better design than the current ones that we have, because I really don't like our existing hull. There we go. This is basically the armored cruiser equivalent of the Dreadnought hull. It's the nice, flat, really customizable hull that we've been waiting on. So it's time to start phasing out all of our heavy cruisers and start replacing them with these. Let's see what we can come up with. The Graf Spee class. We'll leave the class name. I like it. And we'll just see what we can build with this thing. Main tower. We could put it all the way up here if we want, but I think I'd rather put it back here somewhere. And then we can put the guns up there. Can we do... Yeah, we can do deck torpedo tubes. Awesome. Even better. That's some good news right there, too. All right, we're going to try to put this in the middle somewhere. I want to get the funnels on there as best I can. Perfect. We can get 2 of them right in the center. The nice thing is, too, there's room on the side of the funnels to be able to... And we can make it wider if we need to by increasing our beam. And we can get some big guns on there. So now we're going to be able to get some nice... We can go all the way up to 11-inch guns if we want. Those are Mark IIIs. So let's do that. But let's go with a... Super... we probably need one a little bigger than that. Nah, that might do it. It's gonna, kind of blocks the ability of the tower to see what's going on. But, you know... I don't know if I want to do that. It's also not big enough anyway. Alright, we're just going to stick one 11-inch up front. We're going to do 2 in the rear. And I think we'll probably need a medium superimposed barbette for that. Perfect. Okay, so that looks good. And it's actually fairly balanced in terms of weight. We can go up to 5-inch casemate guns. Let's go ahead and deal with some of this stuff first, though. I like to keep my tech pretty standard as far as what we have available to us. good protections so we don't lose too many ships. I'm going to go with standard ratio still. And then I think we'll go with the... Yeah, we'll go with Coincidence 3 rangefinder. Engine efficiency is 300%. What you're telling me is I don't need 2 funnels. I got it. So then what I'm thinking is this. We drop back here. This is going to be a really weird design when I do this. But we might have to tweak that a little bit. I want to throw some deck torpedo tubes on this bad boy. Like a whole bunch of them. I want to make this thing really versatile. Some torpedo tubes, some 5-inch secondaries on each side. It's a really unusual design, but I like it. I like to play around with unusual designs. We have some major balancing issues, though, with this. And I'm not entirely sure the best way to go about fixing it. It looks like putting the gun further forward would do some of that. I don't know if putting this up there would fix that any better. It doesn't look like it would. How about moving the turret? Doesn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. I don't think that's our issue. I don't like having those that far apart like that. So I don't know if we're moving the guns. No, that doesn't really affect it too much either. It might be the torpedo tubes that are doing it. How about some side 8-inch guns? They don't have much of a fire. Well, right there they'd have a nice firing range. Some wing guns there. Yeah, okay. I like it. I like it. Still got to deal with the pitch and roll, though. So I noticed the engine efficiency was still really high, so I raised the speed all the way to 27 knots. And we've still got a little tiny bit of weight to work with. We managed by adding deck and belt armor to get the pitch and roll down to a very acceptable amount. And honestly, I'm really, really happy with how this thing turned out. It's going to be a very versatile ship for us. And I mean, we'll see how it performs when it actually gets out there. But I'm excited to see what this thing can do. We're going to start building these, and we're going to replace all of our heavy cruisers with these as quickly as we can. So something else I want to do is I want to go into all of my ships that are in ports where I'm asking them to basically guard those ports, and we're going to give them defend orders, which basically means they're not going to stray far from port, but they will take on any ships that come their way. So that's kind of the plan right now. Well, now these ones, like the Odin and the Jane Lou, I want them on sea control. I want them actually going out and fighting. That's what I was waiting to see. The German Empire initiates a major offensive from province southern Germany against France. That's what I was hoping to see indeed. I mean, we might, between us and Italy, just kind of carve up France a little bit. If our army can conquer that, I don't know how that'll impact the war overall, but obviously we have our work cut out for us here. Our army is not as big as the one that's defending, so that doesn't give me great confidence for our chances, but we'll see what happens. Well, against my better judgment, our government has signed a peace deal with Spain. I didn't want that to happen, and it certainly doesn't give me any great benefits, except we're going to take the Northern Marianas. New shell technology, high capacity explosive shells, which are a major increase to HE and shell fire damage. Looks like France continues to lose a lot more transports than we are. Our transport number is staying pretty good, so I'm not too worried about that. Italy continues its offensive into Spain. Norway wants to buy the Limburg, which I just mothballed. Yes, please. How's the invasion going? We're at 20%. Looks like the numbers are starting to balance out. We're now at a place where we've actually almost got the same amount, and we're making our way there by only taking about a quarter of the casualties. So let's hope the war lasts long enough for that invasion to be successful. We've got the battlecruiser design now. I'm not entirely sure how many of these I'll build, but I'll definitely build some. France has pushed for an end to the fighting. I absolutely don't want that. There's no point to the war if I can't make some significant gains. Really, really hoping that that's the case, that this war does not end right now. We're at 38% on our advance. We've inflicted major losses, 345,000 losses on the French. So please, please, please do not end this fighting. We're just kind of on pins and needles now, waiting to see if the war goes on. I told them to keep fighting, but it's not necessarily always up to me. If they end this war now, it will have been for very little gain. Italy had a revolution. War continues with France. That's fantastic news. Here we go with another one of these where it basically is spend money or go to war. And our wars with Japan have not always gone well, but now, that's the U.S. and Austria-Hungary. And there's us and Japan again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is Mecklenburg all by itself in the Bay of Biscay in this particular fight? I don't know that I like this. But, and I mean, this isn't even one of my good ones. This is about half the size of some of my new battleships. Alright, so we're starting in at a distance of about 8 kilometers. We're going to see if we can't take out a couple of these ships. I don't want to get overwhelmed, though. All we have is the 13s and the 8s on this thing. And if we start turning to run, we basically can't fire at all. Oh, there's an instant sinking on that lead ship. Just completely lit them up with 13-inch shells. Hopefully we can land a few more like that before they get in too close. Our 8-inch secondaries are firing as well. Not a lot of damage so far, though. I don't know if I want to go that slow. It gives him a better chance to hit me. There's a... Oh, that's another heavy cruiser. The first one we sank was a heavy. This is where I've got to be careful, because this ship's not designed to be fighting a running battle away. Oh, there's another instant sinking of a heavy cruiser. My 13-inch guns are just slicing through him like butter. So we'll try to take out the heavy cruisers, and then I might go ahead and turn and run. There's 3 more heavy cruisers. We've already gotten 2 of them. I'm going to start getting my secondaries to fire on the smaller ships. Let the big ones take out the heavies. Yeah, there's another 1 volley kill. Maybe. If the flooding spreads. Yeah, I think I got him. I'm going to go ahead and switch the fire to the next one. No, I don't want to do that. I keep turning when I'm trying to aim. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so lesson learned. One of my older battleships can indeed take on a pretty significant fleet. So long as the largest ships aren't bigger than a heavy cruiser. Gonna have a hard time hitting anything in that mess there. I'm gonna go ahead and turn, come back around, try to take out this last heavy cruiser, and then call it a day, I think. So we gotta wait until these turrets turn all the way around. There we go. Lovely. Next volley will do it if that one didn't. I think that one did, though. Alright, there we go. We took out all 5 heavy cruisers. I think we'll go ahead and get out of Dodge now. Alright, pretty satisfied with that. You can see the 4 destroyers and 3 torpedo boats we let get away. Really wouldn't have been worth it to try and risk it for minimal gain. We got the big ships. That's what really matters in this case. So we'll see where this war stands. Hopefully this land war can get moving. we can conquer some land in France and get a good settlement out of this one. Well, that's helpful. The Soviets have gone to war with Japan, so that, and the Austro-Hungarians. So Japan will have their hands full with that. Looks like now we're going to have another battle with some even bigger battleships. We got a Hessen-class battleship here going up against, again, a bunch of his smaller ships. So part of me wants to just go ahead and auto-resolve that. I don't think he's going to do anything to us here. All right, we sank some, we damaged some. Obviously didn't take any ourselves. Probably could have been better if I would have fought it myself, but I'll take it. 56% toward conquering that land. 94,000 casualties to his 500,000. That's incredible. I really hope we can last until that war is over. I want to take a look at research for a second. We're about to get high tensile steel. Krupp Armor 3 is about to be complete. Advanced weight control. 1,200 ton destroyer. Mark III 14-inch guns. That's some good news there. Nothing else coming up soon. Depth charges. And now France is at war with Austria-Hungary. That doesn't seem to bode well for them. We'll auto-resolve this one too. We did take some damage, but nothing we can't repair. Krupp Armor 3. There are all the things we said were coming. New sea passage, the Panama Canal, is now accessible. The U.S. controls it. We have territory right there. Oh, what are we doing? Are we invading Nicaragua? We are. Not a massive force, but apparently we decided to invade Nicaragua. I don't remember seeing any notification about that. But okay, awesome. How are things going with the invasion of France? 64%. Man, this needs to happen faster. It's making me nervous. Well, we've signed an alliance with Germany and Austria-Hungary. So that's some good news. Hopefully we'll get some help from them. I'm going to try to withdraw from that one. I'd really rather not fight it, but you know what? I guess we're going to do it. This will be our last battle for this episode. All right, so I'm in 3 little squadrons here, each with 2 ships. Of course, the heavy cruiser and the destroyer are going to be going a lot faster than our 4 battleships. So I'm going to turn them away for now until we see what's going on here. So we've got the Alsace, which you can see here has the 3 up front, but also 1 in the rear, which is a slightly different design. And then, of course, we have the 2 and 2 on the Helgoland. The Odin has 3 in the rear and 2 up front. So we've really got several different classes here. I think all 4 of these ships are different classes of battleship, the different designs that we've had. But we're off to a good start. Making some major hits already. Gonna keep my secondaries at a distance until we see what's going on. Oh, we already sank 2. Sank them so quickly we didn't even have a chance to identify what they are. Oh my gosh, there's a 3rd one. That was 53,000 damage on that hit. No, it was 60,000. Oh my gosh. These heavy cruisers just cannot, at least not the older technologies, cannot go up against these modern battleships with these 13-inch guns. It's like just target practice at a powder keg. Of course, the Japanese have had pretty good tech against us, so when we go against the Japs again, the Japanese are probably going to put up a better fight than the French or the Spanish, or even the British have. Okay, that one's done. We've very quickly dealt with most of his big ships already. At least the biggest ones that he has here. So I think we'll go ahead and start closing in now. Dang. This is just unfair. And we're playing on hard difficulty too. It's just that the money I've poured into technology is really starting to show against the nations that haven't been able to invest the same way. And just like that, it's over. 4,900 victory points. Not a lot of victory points because we weren't dealing with any major ships there, but still, 1,400 crew losses for him. Not a single loss for me. Sank all 8 ships. The domination of the French continues. Oil has been discovered in New Guinea, which we control, so that's some additional good news. Incident with the U.S. I don't really want to go to war with them, but I also don't want to spend $1.4 billion, which is our entire naval funds. So now we're at war with the United States. I really, really wish they did not so regularly have that event that fires. It gets us into so many unnecessary wars just because you don't want to spend your entire budget to avoid it. So I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve this one. Advanced weight control. There's Cordite 2. Steam gas torpedoes. Faster speed. That's a big jump in speed. Big jump in accuracy. Better range. Interesting. Japan's losing to some mines. We are losing a few transports in Central Mediterranean and West Africa, but really losing 3 transports, not that big a deal. Upper Volta has been conquered. Mauritania has been conquered. What about northern France? Where are we on that? 82%. The Austro-Hungarians have jumped in on it with us now. And now we've got a significant advantage in manpower there. But now we're dealing with 2 other wars. That's so frustrating. Let's take a look at our fleet for a second. Actually, we want to look at finances. All right, we've got some available tonnage here because we don't have any repairs that we're doing at the moment. So I want to resume some of our suspended projects. Veton needs some crew. It's supposed to be adding crew automatically. So let's resume those 2 projects. And then I want to go ahead and start building some more of those heavy cruisers. How much tonnage do we have available? About 30,000 tons. So we can go ahead and build 2 more of those for now. Get those going. So it looks like our newest Jane Lew cruisers or battleships are available. Oh, the Deutschland. That's a Deutschland class. That's not even the newest class. Wile E. Coyote 2 is commissioning. I think these are the older Jane Lew classes. Yeah, those are the ones with the 13-inch guns. So we've got another big battle here. 3 of our bigger battleships going up against some small French battleships with 11-inch guns. I think that's going to be another turkey shoot, but we'll wait until the next episode because I think at that point we may see the conquering of northern France. We may see a significant change to the map with that one. But let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we will be back soon with another episode. Thanks for watching.